Hi, welcome to Oshun Yemi's channel. Okay. I was just talking to myself, it's really crazy. Um, Basically, I was explaining, giving my opinion and my review on this program called High on the Hog. High on the Hog is very informative. It gives a very good information. It starts from the quiz, from the pot, from the countries, what's in the food, how the where the food come from, how the food is made, where it's originated from. There's a lot of information in that documentary on a whole. It's 4 parts. I have to show. I'm gonna show. This is the presenter of the program, the guy, and he makes this cuisine travel. He travels from one country to all the right. He more or less followed the trade all the way back to America. So basically, what I was saying before, when I didn't realize I was live, that basically, right, he goes on this journey and he finds out about little things like okra, potato, yam, and all this. Then when he's there, he obviously he talks to a professor that is there. He takes you to an African country. I can't remember which part it is. I know it's a French speaking country, mind you. No, Benin, that's it. He goes to Benin. And while there, he goes through the food journey where they explain about the different types of food that is cooked, and some of the food that is cooked have certain similarities in them. The sweet potato, the fried fish and tomatoes, little things like that is explained in the program. While he's there, he goes to the door of no return in Benin. He goes through I'll say a welcoming into himself there. You see him tearing up and everything. You feel for him. Anyway, the lady that is there with him at present, she is there. Probably, I think she's a resident there. So she talks the language. She explains him through, you know, the different, the different vegetables and everything else that is there. While they're there, he meets an artist. He meets I forgot. I think she's a. I think she's a resident there as well. Anyway, so they're there, and he goes. It's 4 episodes long, and in each episode there's a explanation on rice, on traditional foods, why it was cooked like this, and why that was done like that. While he's during the in the documentary, he meets a tribe of people, you can say, native to a part of Carolina, I think it is, the Gullah Geechee people. Um, he also throws up information about Jefferson's cook, who is called Hercules, which I didn't even know about. I honestly didn't know about. Then they give an explanation on Jefferson, his skills, and you know why they want to keep it going, because the people who was doing the cooking, who was enslaved people, wasn't getting the credit, getting credited. So Margaret Jefferson got credited for somebody else's food, basically. So they explain all that. Then he goes to a few places. Then he goes to a few places explaining each, while he's there, they explain every vegetable, every spice, and everything. They really explain it, honestly. It's so detailed. It's a detailed documentary. Anyway, while he was there, like I said, he met the Gullah Geechee people. They talk about their traditions and how they're trying to keep the traditions and all that stuff. So while I was watching most of the stuff, I was researching the people that the like Hercules, who was Jefferson's cook. I was researching him. I knew about the Gullah Geechee people before, but I went back and I looked into it again, and they are very interesting people. There's also Gullah Geechee in Trinidad I had as well, and I think one Gullah Geechee chief visited Trinidad as well. So it's just interesting how all the foods, no matter how far you look, how the food is cooked. In one of the episodes, they cook fish and tomato, and fish, tomato, and oko, or something like that. I think an oko stew. When they're cooking this oko stew, it's similar to how I stew certain things as well, you know. So it's like, even though no, they do the fish stew in Africa, I think it is, and then they marry it back to, the enslaved people kind of thing. Anyway, while he's there, I already spoke about when he went there, how we went through that transition. Okay, so I looked up about the Gullah Geechee people. I've also put up stuff on my Instagram as well, and the Chuktai people. So I wanted you to hear the chiefess talk, because they talk in a certain language, an accent. It's interesting to listen to. So I'm gonna play her. I'm gonna play her now, actually, because she's still doing her works till now. She's trying to they're trying to reserve their what you call it, their traditions, their practices. You know, they're trying to reserve it. They're trying to keep it going, as well. And also, while he was there, while on another episode, he meets a young lady whose family's going through trials with the, I'll say, like, movement, where they want to take them out of the space where they're living and all that. And that's quite sad to watch too. But I'm going to play the chiefess. Let me play her.
The body of the Gullah Geechee Nation. So glad that 100 children are hearing me right now. And the day upon me on Island, September Island, when the sea island join the Gullah Geechee Nation. Well, 100 years we the correct teachers. So in the Gullah language and take like that. Now, most of the time, 100 can't hear now. 100 might not yet this year. But you'll hear a lot of us speak this way today. And so when you heard me before, that was Gullah. And yes, we're Gullah Geechee people here on the Sea Islands, and I'm Queen Quet. I'm chiefess. I'm the head of state for the Gullah Geechee Nation. And so when you hear of Gullah Geechee, that's both the people and our language. And so the Gullah language is the amalgamation of numerous West African languages and some Elizabethan English, but always in an African phonetic structure. So 100 yeti people like this, 100 yeti will we the correct people, you see. So we elders in the Lund we see. If honey ain't know where honey they from, honey ain't quite know where honey they going. So in other words, they would always tell us, if you don't know where you're from, you will not know where you're going or where you're headed in the future. And so it's so critical still to our culture that our language continues and our learning continues. So I'm so glad that you and Ireland are learning about me, and I hope to visit you there. That's why I sent you blessings from God early on. And we pray, say, honey children, with we, who we be, Gullah Geechee, anointed people. Peace and blessing. For many, many years, because of missionary schools and public schools, there was corporal punishment issued. There were actual beatings when people spoke the Gullah language, tried to discourage them from speaking the language. So that's why so many speak English now and cannot speak Gullah. They may understand it, but they can't say it. And so today, there's been a major shift, because the grandchildren of those folks and the great-grandchildren of those folks now want to know the language. They take pride in the language. So when they see me somewhere, they go, "Oh, look at that, just like, oh, I'm so proud, I'm glad I go to Geechee," and things like that. And so we see a resurgence of pride amongst our own people, especially the children, as we see the Lee children and things like that. And so we're so glad that we have another generation that now wants to carry on that culture instead of get rid of it as we were once told.
Medicine and philosophy are today seen as two very different disciplines. But
dear which, how long did it do?
Okay, so you heard the Queen out of her mouth. They said that they was trying to stop them from talking Gullah as well, because this is a brief history of the food that the man was talking about. There's also the traditions, the recipes that originated from enslaved people also. Also on Hog, they talk about the value of rice. I think not Carolina, I think they were saying the value of the rice and how it was how it came over with the people. And because I feel that the guy, I forgot his name. I need to find out what his name is. Let me find out what his name is. The man, he had a conversation with the trader of rice, and they said the rice is like gold. There's rice fields everywhere. They said only the Africans, the enslaved people, could handle the rice. So he probably felt a little, I won't say guilty, but he felt that it was built on the backs, no, not in the right way, kind of thing. So there is another explanation there as well. You'll find there's a lot of information in the program. Actually, there's a lot. I don't really want to give it away because I really want you to look at it basically, because the foods we cook is always similar. It comes from somewhere to somewhere, right? Like the Creole cuisine comes from somewhere to somewhere. The West Indian is linked to the Creole cooking, basically, So even on the program, they explain about the offcuts that they was given, like the hearts, the tongues, like the organs, and they had to make the best out of cooking that food so that it can feel homely when they cook it. They say it's all about family, basically. It was just family orientated kind of situation, meaning that how you make something out of nothing, basically. And that speaks volumes, because it brings me back to when I make things like corned beef and rice, per se, i.e. So in this program, it is so detailed, honestly. I'll say well done to the presenter. He really gives great examples of everything. He eats the food. He asks a lot of questions. He's very articulate. I give him that. He's very articulate, and so it's not like just eating and rating stuff. He's literally trying to find information. What do you think of this? What do you think of that? What is your opinion on certain things? He sees a lot of tears as well, and he gives encouragement while he's there. So I will definitely say, people, go have a look at this program, High on the Hog. Whether you agree or disagree that enslaved people didn't come over to America, I believe there's enslaved people did happen, because there's too many evidence to say that it didn't happen. I also found a video of an indigenous woman of America, and she gives an explanation on a lot of things. So I get an understanding. So I understand why there's a bit of distorted. I don't know. I don't want to say it's distorted because it's my opinion in it, but I get it in it. I get it, but at the same time, right? It's just too ridiculous to say that how the evidence is just there. On this documentary, the evidence is there. Basically, I mean, they don't go in deeply about what happened and all that stuff that happened in the slavery, the quarters, and whatever. They go to the plant. One plantation was shown, or a couple plantations was shown. So, to me, because over here, I know over here have a lot of information. UK have a lot of information on slave information, papers, you name it, they have it. They have records of the stuff. So I'm not gonna be fighting nobody on how their opinion on stuff, or their investigation, their research, because it's not for me to do. But I definitely think it is just ironic that how there is so many linkage to this: the food, the lands, the people. Like the Gullah Geechee people, for instance, is a great example of that. And to be honest, if I could talk to one of them, I would gladly want to hear from one of them, to be honest, because they give a great example of that from the songs and everything. Yes, they worship the Bible stuff, but a lot of them had to give in to Christianity while being enslaved. So I am not going to stand on my high horse and say, no, you're wrong or whatever, because it's not for me to say at the end of the day. But there's a lot of information in that documentary which I feel is beneficial to some. If it's not beneficial to others, that's fine. You just make it go over your head. But there is some information in that documentary, though it's all on the Americas. I mean, we've been good to see the linkage to UK, because UK had a part in it as well. Yeah. And they must have had certain ones. We know Equiano was also a freed man over here. So, yeah, I don't want to go in. I'm trying not to go into it really. I'm trying not to waffle. But what I'm saying is that how it's a good program. Have a look. It blows your mind really, the information he gets while he's there. Even in Benin itself, right? The water people of Benin. I didn't even know there was water people there. I did not know that. And I've watched documentaries about Benin many times. The water people of Benin, the artist who uses like water cans as his art, making into faces, and that also preserving his family heritage of cooking food, beans. There's a thing that's wrapped in what they call it, dodos, I think it is. The Jamaicans call it blue drawers. That's it, blue drawers. But in the program, you literally see a version of that. Right? You see a version. You see versions of food that you recognize, literally. So I'll just say, yes, take a look. Take a look. Just be open-minded. Take a look, because you can learn so much. You learn so much. Like, even if you know about your family roots, that's fine. But you can learn a lot still. It's always good to learn something else. Well, not something else, something extra. I would say something extra. And I love learning stuff. I'm very curious on a lot of stuff. And like I said, I'm not going to say the Aboriginal indigenous people wasn't there. They was there. They was there, just like most natives. There's always natives in the background somewhere, on the countries somewhere. But it wasn't shown, which would have been good to see them as well. The Black Indians as well, a bit more to see them. But yeah, it was very informative. The singing, that's all I can say. It just was good. And with that said, please like and subscribe. Tell me what you think, because I could pull up the stuff on the Gullah Geechees, but to me, I feel I don't need to do all that, because this program, they explain all that. So I don't need to pull up a whole set of information, because they explain their traditions, they explain about the food, they explain about making things from scratch, feeding of the community, that it was a communal thing. So I'm going to come off. I'm going to leave it like that and leave it at that point. So please like and subscribe. Have a good night, a good day. Till next video. Bye.